Hey you guys, and welcome to the last book haul you'll probably see for a while, unless I really give in to Book Outlet again. I do have a few things in my cart, but I want to talk to you guys also about like my book buy just a little bit, because like over the years, okay, I went crazy. I'll link that my book haul thing down below, which shows you all the books that I hauled, and I have unhauled some since then. But when I was correcting myself, especially, like I did way better on not buying physical books when I first started, like a few years correcting myself by not buying as many and trying to be really careful about what I buy and do not buy. And especially since I was able to use Overdrive, then I could use that a little bit more. But I was also buying still a lot of Kindle books and a lot of audiobooks, and I've since started lowering that on that as well. So I've been really good in that regard, but in some ways I still overcorrected myself too, because sometimes I'll see something that I really want, and you know how books go out of print and all that type of stuff, so it's really hard to like find and strike a balance. But I think this year I'm finally getting on track with that, just a little bit. I think this time I bought some books that I hit my old like habits just a little bit, because I made a book out order by myself. But there were other books that I really wanted that I didn't get because I missed out on it, but they were a really good price. And so tell me how you guys do your book buying, like how you strike a balance. So I feel like I struck a balance in the sense that I was really good with not buying as much, but then I overcorrected, and now right now I'm trying to make sure that when I buy what I want when I want it as well, and not to always just wait, because when it comes down to it, sometimes I'll pay more for it later because I didn't get it when I wanted it or when I saw it, and I could have at that point. So that's my balance. That's my book talk. On to all these books I'm going to show you that I have bought so far this year. They're pre-orders. Some I've just bought. Majority are going to be from Book Outlet. But I'm also going to show you some movies that I got acquired so far this year. Some were from Black Friday and stuff, and since I didn't do a video just showing you guys that, I'm going to show you guys what I got. The first thing I got is The Casual Vacancy by J.K. Rowling. I haven't read that book yet, but I want to, and I saw this at the Dollar Tree store, so it was only $1. So I'm really excited about that. And then I used some Disney reward points and got Cinderella. I got The Avengers Age of Ultron, Captain America the Winter Soldier, Iron Man 3, Captain America Civil War, Ant-Man, which I can't find the second one, and I know that I owned it at one point. I believe I bought it during Black Friday, but I don't know if someone borrowed it, it just never gave it back, or if I just dropped it somewhere. So I've been looking at my friends' houses, but none of them seem to have it, so I'm gonna look behind a bookshelf, and if it's not there, then I'm just gonna have to eventually rebuy it. That's shameful, is what it is. And then I got Veronica Mars, the movie, on Blu-ray for $1 at the Dollar Tree store. I was like, how can I resist this? And then I got Spider-Man Far From Home. I got Aquaman. I got Venom. I got The Lion King, you guys know which edition is the live action edition. I got Shazam, and okay, I don't know why this is in my lap. I just picked this up. I already own this. This is Home, which I'll rewatch a million times. So that's all the movies / the TV show miniseries that I got. Onto the books. The next thing I bought was The Silmarillion by J.R.R. Tolkien. I got this when I was at Goodwill. It was like maybe 75 cents. So I was like, heck, why not? I always wanted to read it and see what it was about, and I do really want to reread The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit sometime soon, and then rewatch the movies, and I still have to buy the Hobbit trilogy, so I can wait on that. And then some of my pre-orders have been The Girl and the Stars, which is the first book of Ice by Mark Lawrence. This is another book in his trilogy, and he usually waits until he writes the whole trilogy before he starts releasing them, so I'm really excited about that. And I love his Iron King series, or Iron Throne series or whatever. And I haven't read, this one is also set in a world as one of his previous trilogies, not the one I just mentioned, but I haven't read that one yet, but I'm going to. One of these months I'm going to have a Mark Lawrence month and just read all his books, because I love the first two trilogies so much that I just pre-order everything he does now. And then we have A Time of Courage by John Gwynne. I've only read Malice by John Gwynne, and yet I keep, and that was in his first series, The Faithful and the Fallen, and this is like a spin-off set in the world later, I think, or was it a prequel? I can't remember, and I don't really want to look because I don't want to be spoiled. So I love Malice, and since then I've just been pre-ordering his books, so I really need to get on that because they're all big chunkers, but I'm just waiting. And then on to the buying of sequels. I got Aurora Burning by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. I love the Illuminae files, so of course I pre-ordered Aurora Rising, right? Because I think I said Rising, but this one is Burning, and it is the second one, and I haven't read the first one yet, but I will soon. I read the other one back to back, so, well, back to back, and then I had to wait for that third book, and it killed me, and I think I'm gonna do that again this time. Okay, and then I bought from the Book Depository, just came in today, actually yesterday, it's like 4 o'clock in the morning, Dark Dawn by Jay Kristoff, and I had to buy this cover so it could match my other editions of it that Alan had got for me, which is Nevernight and God's Grave, so I'm really looking forward to starting this one. I haven't read anything that Jay Kristoff wrote by himself. I always used to see that Stormlight one, or whatever it's called, on Goodreads all the time, so this is going to be my first foray to him just writing alone, so I'm looking forward to that. And then I also got Age of Death by Michael J. Sullivan, book 5 of the Legends of the First Empire. I think after he's done writing this series, I'm not going to pre-order any of his books unless I read them first because it's been very, very shameful. The other thing is, like, it's very hard because with fantasy books, sometimes if you don't pre-order them right away, it's really hard or more costly to get them in hardcover later on, because sometimes they'll go out of print and just go to mass market paperback, which is fine, but if I buy it one time in hardcover, then I want the rest to be in hardcover, and if I buy something in paperback, then I want the rest to be in paperback. Lately, that's how my mind has been. But you know, sometimes you just don't have a choice, but if I can have a choice, that's what I choose to do. And then another pre-order, I can't remember, it came out last year or just early this year, is by Mark Lawrence. It's called Dispel Illusion, and this is book 3, and like it was his first foray into sci-fi, and I heard it was really good, and it was semi compared to Ready Player One and something else, but Ready Player One was the one thing that came to mind. But yeah, everyone seems to like it, even George R.R. Martin over here in the back, so I want to get to that. So that completed a trilogy. And then I made a book outlet order because that's what I do. I've only been making one like a year besides the one like I get for someone's birthday, so this is really monumental because I think I might make 2 this year. So the first book I have is by Joe Walton. It's called Tooth and Claw. It's really smaller than I thought. This is a different edition than when I was first looking at this book, and it's like a family deals with the death of their father. A son goes to court for his inheritance. Another son agonizes over his father's deathbed confession. One daughter becomes involved in the abolish movement, while another sacrifices herself for her husband, and everyone in this tale is a dragon, red in tooth and claw, and I really love that because I really have been wanting to read something dragony. It's just a little weird because now this is the only book of hers that doesn't like match, but it's so cute that I like it, so I'll get over it. And then I also got Lint by Joe Walton, and I was like, now you cannot buy any more books by Joe Walton until you read the ones you already have by her. This one, it follows this guy, and he can like cast out demons and stuff, which is really rare, I think, in this world, and then something goes on, and there's a secret about himself and his power and all these jazzy things. So I'm really looking forward to reading these 2, which are both standalones, by the way, so yay. And the next book I have is Into the Garden by V.C. Andrews. This is the 5th book in the Wildflower series, and okay, all the other ones I have is a mass market paperback. This one is like a regular paper. Like, what? I didn't even know they had this in regular paperback. I was just so stunned. I was like, I should have just bought it used from Amazon like I was originally going to do. But when I was making the book outlet order, I saw that they got it in stock, and I was like, wow, that's really random and serendipitous. But I do love this series. I've already read these books before. I was just rebuying them, and this is the last one I had to buy before I was going to go on a VC Andrews reading thing. So I'll get to that one of these days. Loved it. And then I have another book I've already read, and that is Come Tumbling Down by Sean McGuire. I finally, I think it was late last year or early this year, started the Wayward Children series, and I love them, and I love the concept and the writing and everything else. And I own the first two, and I read the other ones from the library. So right now I'm just buying them as I see them on Book Outlet. I really could have got the fourth book a long time ago. Sadly, it was not in stock when I went to order this one. So I'll just have to get 3 and 4 another day. And then we have Into the Bright Unknown by Ray Carson. I love her Girl on Fire and Thor series. So I hopefully will love this series just as much. The first one is Walk on Earth, a Stranger, and Like a Glorious River. I pre-ordered the first one, I believe, but the second one I got from Book Outlet. So I waited until this one was on Book Outlet, and there we go. Now I have the whole trilogy. And then the next book I have is by Delilah S. Dawson and Kevin Heron, who you've been hearing a lot about because I got his Iron Druid series in the last book haul, because both Ashley and Geraldine bought me like books in that series. And this one is The Princess Beard, which is the third book, and Has Killed the Farm Boy, which is like a satirical take on the Chosen One trope in fantasy. So I'm really looking forward to starting this series. This is the only one I didn't pre-order, so obviously I had canceled it for some reason. I don't remember why. I was probably being a grown-up and changing things around with my finances, so was that. So I'm glad I saw it on Book Outlet, because it didn't last long, and then it came back, and then it didn't last long. So it really is what prompted me to make this entire Book Outlet, because I was like, by the time I buy that one for $20 on Amazon, I basically just bought a Book Outlet order, you know. I have so many books. The next book I got is A Conspiracy of Truth by Alexandra Rowland, which I had never saw before. I just found it when I was browsing on Book Outlet. It's like, tell us good story that will catch and hold their attention or die. So it's about this guy, and he's in prison, and he has to tell the story to these people, I guess, in order to save his life for some reason. I don't know. It sounded like really good, and as far as I can tell, it's a standalone. And when I got it, this is like such a buttery, like smooth cover, and hopefully it's as good as it sounds. And then the next book that I got was The Smoke Thieves by Sally Green, which I've been wanting forever. Book 2 and 3 are out now, I think. So if I love this, then I didn't see book 2 ever on Book Outlet, so I'm not sure when or if they'll ever get it. So if I read this one sooner, then I'll just buy them on Amazon, because I loved her Half Bad trilogy. And I remember waiting for that third book. The second and third book, because I read the first book, and then I had to wait, and then I didn't read the second book, and then I reread the first one when the third one was about to come out, and then I read the second one, and then I waited like anxiously for the third copy to get in, and then I only had to wait like a week or a few days or whatever. So now that all 3 are out, I think it's only supposed to be a trilogy. I'm gonna start this and then buy the other ones soon after if I feel the same way. So I'm looking forward to that. And then last but not least, if you guys haven't noticed, there's a lot of fantasy and magic themes these days. I got The Gossamer Mage by Julie E. I really don't know how to pronounce that last name, so I'm not even going to embarrass myself. But it's only in Tanner do people worship a single deity. So this one is the deathless god, and her words like are gifts, and they can summon magic, so people can do that. And I think someone wants to beat out this status quo or something, but if they like cast out the deathless god, which I think they're trying to get rid of her and her rules, then other creatures are going to invade, and I don't think they know that or something. Like, I don't know, it just sounded like really good and awesome. And another standalone, which thank God, because all these series are really starting to kill me, right? So hopefully it's as good as it sounds. So You guys let me know down below if you guys have seen any of these movies. You probably did. I got popular things slash a lot of childhood things. If you guys have read any of these books, you plan to get any of these books, which books you think I should get to, or which books have you gotten to lately that you think that you see around here that you think I might have that you would like to recommend that I get to first. Let me know, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.